This is Vigilante, the hip-hopologist for ReasonsForRhymes.com and Your Black World. On the line right now, I have Professor Lowe out of UMKC, Penn Valley, as well as Kansas Community College in Kansas City, Missouri, as well as Kansas City, Kansas. Got him on the line to talk about some things that's going on within the hip-hop world, as well as how we can take what's going on in this historical moment in hip-hop, dealing with also the culture of lynching and how blacks were back in what we would call the old days. What's going on, Professor?
How you doing, sir?
All right. So when I mention Emmett Till, what do that mean to you?
When I think about Emmett Till would be the first event that kickstarts the civil rights movement. Not so much Rosa Parks not giving up her seat on the bus, but the case of Emmett Till, where actually you have white supremacy in an area, Mississippi, that never actually really developed, that is using the concept of white supremacy and physical violence to actually perpetuate this concept of black inferiority and black fear in the black community around that area. Once that image of Emmett Till is portrayed around the world on Jet magazine, that's pretty much kickstarts the civil rights movement, because these African Americans are tired of this concept or this act of lynching in America.
Got you. So when you hear songs like Lil Wayne with the Karate Chop song, where he kind of referenced Emmett Till's, beating up the vagina like Emmett Till, do you think that, a lot of people say, well, get off that, it's over, it's old. Do you think that we should just forget about what he said, or should he be held accountable for that?
He should be completely held accountable for that. I think and Lil Wayne is being a classic example of a person who doesn't understand their importance of history, and that plays on them as an individual on a micro scale, and then on a macro scale on the people he actually influences. Because a lot of people don't even really know who Emmett Till is. So even to make a reference to him in a sexual act is completely disrespectful to not only him, but what the gentleman stands for.
No doubt. So, okay, as we talk about this, I think a lot of, within the hip-hop culture is known for, at least in the glory days of hip-hop, where you had Public Enemy, Fight the Power, you had X-Clan, talking about certain things. Do you think that hip-hop needs to go back to, putting out history towards music, or should it just be music and freedom of speech? You can say what you want to say, or should we kind of back down from this? I'm trying to get it from a professor perspective.
Well, one of the things that most people don't understand when it comes to hip-hop and rap at this time, because historically hip-hop or rap music was actually a form of expression, a form of artistic expression for people who were in impoverished neighborhoods. They pretty much told what they saw on a daily. Some of it, during the beginning, a lot of it was positive, but right when you see crack hit, you see the difference in the genre of music. But right now what we're seeing is that most people don't know that the majority of the people who listen to rap music are white teenagers, or buy rap music, put money into the system to buy rap music as white teenagers. Since black people do not own any production companies, we don't actually have a say-so what actually gets broadcasted out. So since corporations actually focus in on where their profits are coming into, they're actually playing to what white teenagers actually want to hear. Now, the issue with that is that we are now perpetuating ourselves as being just as comical and using the same buffoonery as those minstrel shows that used to entertain white America during the mid-19th century. And I think that that's a serious problem, because we are not even in control of what is considered black entertainment anymore. Black entertainment itself, even the channel, is controlled by white Americans. So what are we actually doing when it comes to hip-hop? What are we saying in the images that we are putting out to the rest of the world, to other people in the world that look at black Americans, and they would look at myself and connect me with a person like Gucci Mane or Lil Wayne, even though intellectually we are on two totally different levels. And
no doubt.
I think that that's that is a serious problem because we don't understand, number one, who is actually controlling what's being put out. That's what we need to be asking, number one. And then who's actually buying it? That's number two. Who are we actually entertaining? Because it really is not actually a reflection, or shouldn't be a reflection of ourselves. And I think that right there speaks to our condition. Like Malcolm said, it speak to our condition as a people when we start to do things in reference, because I seriously doubt any Jewish rapper would make a reference like that about the Holocaust. Something relevant like that. I truly don't believe it.
Real talk, real talk. So, do you think, as I've seen this case go, and it's one of those things that people say, Raj, why are you still going after Wayne, man? You know, for me, I think that it seems to be when it comes to the black agenda, everybody wants us to be quiet, go get over it, get over slavery, get over this. Plus, it was your own people that did it and stuff. But yet, I feel in my heart, if he said something anti-Semitic or something homophobic, that he would have caught more flack. And then on top of that, you know, even with his advisor, he still has not yet apologized to Emmett Till or about Emmett Till to the Emmett Till family who did an open letter. And the reason this is sticking with me, and like I was telling Boris Watkins, is that I'm not going to let this go, because we always let stuff go after the hype is gone, because we don't get the numbers we need or something like that, so let it go. I don't believe that we should let it go. And I think that is the spirit. I think music, like you say, black entertainment, and people are missing that thing to not let it go. X didn't let it go. Martin Luther King didn't let it go. Why are black people so much into that mindset of letting things go and moving on instead of staying there and coming out with a solution? What do you think about that?
Well, I'll say this. I have this philosophy since I started studying African American history in undergrad. Is that African Americans suffer from the most severe case of amnesia known to man. It seems like no matter what has happened, we are always able to forget. Like, not even just forgive, but forget, completely forget. And I think that plays also to our condition, and also under the importance of history. You got to understand that what's fascinating about that song is that not even that they bleeped the word out, or not even that they didn't apologize, is that they are actually still playing the song. Like, they are actually still playing the song. Like, so if it was a reference to something like the Holocaust, do you really think that they would even be playing the song? Would the song even be available? Or would they cut from the song? You know, I don't even ask that question. Is it because why are they still even playing this song? And then who is allowing this song to be played? You know, who is allowing this song to be played on black stations, especially black stations, especially. You know, what is fascinating to me is that even during this whole 28 days of Black History Month, where African Americans truly don't even really research our Black history, it has now turned into the 28 days has now turned into a 28-day guilt-free America for white people. Like, so now white people can walk around guilt-free about the situations because, you know, you have Black History Month. But even we don't even actually research Black History Month. We allow others to dictate what Black History Month is to us, which is the reason why we don't even have an understanding of how significant Emmett Till was to the Civil Rights Movement. I think that there is, you know, we have this separation. But then I think, like I said, once again, this goes into who's actually controlling this. Like, who is actually controlling this? Who actually is out here supporting this? Who are making these decisions? Because I guarantee when you look at the money, it's not African American, because we don't actually control anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, I think about the karate chop and how black people just forget. The amnesia. We don't feel like our history is important. Our history, number one, is not taught in schools. It's not actually really taught in schools. You have school districts which are actually public school districts, and I'll use Kansas City area as the model. You have areas in like Lee Summit, which is a suburb of Kansas City, or Overland Park or Johnson County, which is suburbs of Kansas City, predominantly white suburbs, that choose to not to focus in on African American history. But I guarantee you, you will not run into one class that does not talk about something significant that, even though it happened halfway around the world and involved a fraction of the people that were actually caught up in slavery, and then, I'm speaking of the Holocaust. You will not see any classroom that does not teach that. I will also tell you that most instructors, especially in predominantly white institutions, would say that if you cannot teach the significance of the Holocaust and World War II, you shouldn't be an instructor. So I'm saying that to talk about that, but then to completely omit lynch culture. You have African Americans who don't even want to just talk about that, and that's something that is completely significant when you talk about shaping the social structure of America. Because lynching was not just confined to the South; it was a national thing. It was an American, just as like apple pie in baseball. So to completely omit that, and as far as African Americans are concerned, like that right there plays into what my stress or what I'm actually like stressing as far as the history or the lack of. See, if information is knowledge and knowledge is power, then those people that don't have information are powerless, and the people that do have information are powerful. Like that's just it. And unfortunately, we are in a powerless situation.
That's a shame, bro. That's a shame, man. We're going to get you back on, man, and we're going to talk more about the lynch culture and mix it with hip-hop, man. So I'm glad to have you on, man. I thank you. Where can people find you if they wanted to, talk to you or have a conversation with you? What's your Twitter account or your email where people can find you at, bro?
Oh, well, my email is professoralbertlowe@yahoo.com. I'm also on Facebook. It's Professor, PROFESA, AJ, and that's on Facebook. Haven't really started a Twitter account yet. I still have issues with people following me,
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Especially with what you spitting, bro. But like I said, I'm glad to have you on, man. We'll definitely get you back, and I think that you got something to offer. We're going to try to get you on from time to time to talk about this hip-hop culture, man. This is Vigilante for ReasonForRhymes.com and also Your Black World, and we are out.